What's going on, guys? It's King Ricans, aka Sean, and today I'm bringing you guys something a little different. Today I'm bringing you guys my top 5 tips on how to get infinite. I personally got infinite about a month after playing the game, and that's not really me trying to flex. That's just I'll play the game a lot, but I do feel qualified to give you guys some of the tips on how I personally ranked up and how I think you guys could climb the ladder a little easier. So this video isn't scripted, so if I ramble, I'm sorry. And yeah, let's get into it. So number one is knowing when to snap. So knowing when to snap is probably the most important thing in the game of Marvel Snap, right? That's how you collect more cubes. That's how you lose more cubes if you do it correctly or incorrectly. So the first thing is snapping when you have a good hand. So when you draw your win conditions and you have a very big chance of winning the game because you know what your cards do, you know what your hand does, then that's a good time to snap. A bad time to snap is when you put down all your win conditions. You put down big cards, you put down She-Hulk, or you put down Infinite or something crazy, and then you snap, because then your opponent's going to retreat, and every single time your opponent retreats, you're losing cubes that you could have gained if you would have just not snapped. A lot of times, sometimes they would have just retreated anyways, but you snapping after you make the play is only going to make them snap. So before you put down that infinite, maybe you want to snap, or you just want to snap preemptively, and we'll kind of get into a little bit of that later on in the list. So number two is knowing when to retreat, and this one is just equally as important. If you're not confident in your hand, you're not confident in your plays, don't stay in the game. There's no reason. If somebody snaps on you and the game's not going well, or you're not confident in what you have, not what you're going to draw, because that's all luck. If you're not confident in what you have, leave the game. You only lose one cube at that point, and you don't really lose anything. But if you do stay and you lose those 2 cubes, or you stay the whole game and you lose 4 cubes on a hand that you're not even confident in, then you're just setting yourself back, pretty much. So you just want to leave whenever you're not confident. If you are confident and they snap, you stay in that game and you try to win that game. But again, it all has to do with your confidence level and your knowledge of your own hand. So that comes with playing your deck and kind of knowing what you can do. But that kind of ties into my third point, which is plan out your turns. So this is very important, and if you watch any of my videos, pretty much I try to do this actively. Even on turn 1, it's like, okay, I'm gonna put, when I first get my hand, Sunspot here, Armor here, I'm gonna put down Storm and then Jessica Jones, or Storm and Juggernaut, and then I'm gonna Vision on left. And I try to visualize how the game is going to go. But obviously, nothing is perfect. So your opponent is also going to put down cards, obviously. So you also want to be actively trying to see what your opponent is playing and how you can counter that, or how you play around it. Sometimes your opponent will play something, so your game plan has to change, and you actively have to change that. But it's not good to just throw down a card and then next turn you figure out what you're going to do. Because a lot of times, if you can plan out your turns, then you can also plan out the changes that you need to make while your opponent is playing. And that's really important. So yeah, I think the fourth tip is also helps you with this, and that is getting used to your deck. So me personally, pretty much every deck I play, when I first start, I just go on a losing streak, and it doesn't matter what deck it is, really. As soon as I start playing, I go on losing streaks, because I don't understand the nuances of each deck, and after I play them for a while, I understand when to play each card when, and then I start getting those cubes back. But don't give up on decks too early, because you start losing. understand what your cards do, understand when to play your cards, understand when your opponent does certain things, when to do certain things with that deck. And yeah, just stick out with the deck if you like the deck. If you've seen somebody else have success with a deck and you first start playing it and you start losing, the deck doesn't suck, you just probably don't know how to play the deck yet. So just stick with the deck. And the fifth tip is just play the game. This is a big one. This is an obvious one. But if you don't play the game, there's no way to improve in the game. Obviously, you can watch a million videos. You can do a million things, I guess. But unless you're actually in those situations and you play the game yourself, you're never going to improve. So, yeah, don't beat yourself up too much. If you lose an A-cuber, I lose a bunch of A-cubers all the time. If you lose in an annoying way, if you made a mistake, just learn from that mistake. Move on. It's just a game. It really is just a game, so try to have some fun with it. And an honorable mention that I have is to remember that you only have to win 2 lanes, right? That's really important, because a lot of times you try to spread out your units, you try to win all 3 lanes, you try to contest everything, and really you only have to win 2 lanes. So remember that when you're playing. Okay, I had to cut myself off because I just started rambling about some game I had when it came to winning 2 lanes. But that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the tips. If you guys have any suggestions, if you guys have any tips yourself, please let me know. Again, I've only been playing the game for about a month-ish. I have played a lot, though. I'm already 1,500 collection. I had a lot of free time in the last month, so that's why I played it so much. And yeah, so if you guys enjoyed the tips, if you guys have any tips yourself, please leave a comment. Please like and subscribe, and peace out.